We spent the past decade of our lives preparing to walk out these doors and exit into the real world. Yet, adulting still feels pretty intimidating. That's why we've interviewed multiple teachers to simplify money, time management, and just overall life. This is How to Adult.
What do you think that students can do to balance mental health, school, and extracurriculars?
Don't forget basic things in your life. Like the thing that kids often neglect is sleep. Get plenty of sleep, okay? Eat regular meals, don't skip meals. Build some routine into your life. You need to do that from an early age.
How do you recommend that young adults deal with failure?
Well, they first have to understand that it's normal. It's normal to fail, and it's normal to be disappointed. That's life. And what you need to do, in my opinion, is you need to learn from it. So it's all about learning. You got to learn as you're growing.
What is one piece of advice you wish you knew before becoming an adult?
Just not to grow up too fast. Like, enjoy your childhood, have fun, have a good time, and know that once you get out of college, life is on. I mean, you can still have fun and everything, but you got to be really organized to be able to do that. So don't miss out on your childhood.
We talked to Ms. Vukas about time management.
How did you learn to manage your time effectively?
What I did is when I would get overwhelmed, I would make a schedule, and I would schedule out my tasks the same way that I would schedule like classes or work or a workout class, and that really helped because I think a lot of things take longer than we realize, and if you don't schedule it and it's not a priority, it just doesn't get done.
What is one mistake young adults commonly make?
I think one mistake is not having good financial literacy from a young age. I think a lot of people push it off, and then all of a sudden they're in their 40s or 50s and they're really behind on planning for the future.
We talked to Mr. Schwartzenschuber for more information on personal finance.
What are the most important money skills you think every student should know before graduating high school?
So to check your paycheck, for one, like save early. When I was all of your ages, I didn't do that very well. I know it's hard. You don't have a lot of extra income. Plan your spending. There's needs and there's wants. Things you need, but we all kind of gravitate to what we want. At this age, I get a lot of students that ask me about establishing credit. And I always tell them credit cards can be your friend, can be your enemy, but it is important to establish credit, but you got to be smart about it.
What is the simplest way for a student to start budgeting?
I would say just do a budget. I actually still do one. I do mine in Google Sheets. Just keep track of your finances.
What should students think about before taking loans out for college?
So I wrote down compare tuitions. You may have a dream school, but does it make sense financially? You can get a good degree, good education a lot of places. It's not necessarily about the name. I would suggest applying for scholarships, grants, trying to get as much money as you can. There's so many out there that students don't even know about.
After hearing from them, one thing is clear. Adulting isn't about figuring everything out. It's about trusting yourself and taking the first step.